help guide us in decisions that we make tonight that will benefit the city of Troy. Amen. You turn and salute the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and let the record show that all members are present except for Ms. Holland, who cannot be here today. First on our agenda, we need to review and approve our council minutes from our previous meetings. We will have a motion to approve as written.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Baker. We have a second.
Second.
A second by Mr. Davis. All in favor say aye. Any opposition? Any extension? Motion carries. Next up on our agenda tonight is to approve the approval of our agenda for tonight. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as stated?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda of item 7. I believe we're going to carry forward to the next, carry forward to additional meeting or another meeting.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second to carry item 7 forward to our next meeting and approve the agenda otherwise as is?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Mosley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Any abstention? Motion carries. So we will carry forward item 7 from my agenda. Next up is committee reports. Troy City Council had a work session upstairs at 4 o'clock and went over our tonight's agenda. So next up on our agenda is item number 6. Mr. Calvin Faye has asked to come speak to us concerning door-to-door book sales request. Would you like to come up and...
Yes, I'd love to. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. This is my first meeting, so I'm kind of just a little iffy on what to do, but yeah, my
You're
name's...
doing great. You're
Thanks
doing
so
exactly
much.
what you're supposed to do.
Super awesome, super awesome. Yeah, my name's Calvin Fan with Southwestern Advantage. I'm actually a college student from the state of Nebraska, and I'm here in the city of Troy requesting to do door-to-door sales in the city of Troy, selling educational resources. These educational resources do consist of educational apps and books. Some that, hundreds of families that I've already encountered here in the state of Alabama have been picking up to help their kids give a brighter future and just help them, give them extra resources to help out with school. It's actually funny, I was here for a week or two unbeknownst that it was not allowed here in the city of Troy, so I do apologize for that. I should have gotten it taken care of, but just the week or two that I was here, I had, at least 10, 20, 30 families looking forward for me to coming back and visiting with them.
You understand that in the past, you've been informed that the city of Troy is not allowed door-to-door
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
solicitation.
Yes, sir.
We hadn't done it in the past, and it's hard for us to set precedent
Yes,
to
sir.
do this. And I believe it. The same company that you represent had a young lady came 2 years ago and tried to do this also. We denied her special license.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Any other council members?
I want to say, first of all, welcome to Troy.
Thank you so
We're
much.
glad to have you
Yes,
here.
I love it.
And I'm sure my colleagues would agree with me that we value education and any opportunities for our citizens and families to better themselves. But we also value their safety.
Yes, absolutely.
And our citizens, because of the precedent that we have set, they know that someone's not supposed to be soliciting them if they come and knock on their door. And that's out of an abundance of caution and safety for not only our citizens, but in this case you, knocking on a stranger's door.
Yes.
And so, I think there's a lot of opportunities that certainly I don't want to prevent you from establishing relationships, having sales, having conversations. If some of our local citizens meet you, somewhere in a public space and then they invite you to come to their home, make an appointment for you to come to their home. But I do have some concerns about door-to-door solicitation, uninvited financial transactions that happen. It's nothing personal against you. You're what you hear or anything like that. I do think that there's probably some other creative sales tactics that you could use to, again, create some relationships and have those invitations extended to you, or that you meet some potential customers in a public, safe, agreed upon area.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I totally understand. I totally understand the way you guys feel. I know door-to-door sales does have a not so great reputation, right? But you know, at the end of the day, it is a communications internship. And the reason that it is door-to-door is because my company that I'm working with, Southwestern Advantage, our whole little motto is building character and pushing, you know, young students out of their comfort zone, right? And that's kind of the only reason I it's door-to-door. Have you guys kind of seen my Facebook page by chance? I know I've kind of shared it with the council before.
If you would,
For the city.
World TV, if you would
Yeah.
like to
You can
give
share
yourself a
pictures right
plug, you have no problem.
Royal TV? No, not Royal TV, but
now. You're on Facebook right now,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Facebook
super
Live.
awesome. Yeah, Calvin, the education man, fan, PHAN. If you want to take a peek at that, you know, says in my bio, my goal is to treat every single person that I meet at the door with the utmost respect of their time and their safety. I make it super known when I show up. You know, like I said, I respect their time. I'm super lenient. If it's something you're not interested in, I'll absolutely respect your time and get out of the way. But yeah, you know, the only reason I wanted to be here in Troy was it's just kind of the main area I was assigned to. And you know, like I said, the few weeks I was here, I've absolutely been loving it, and everyone here is super nice. I haven't run into many of you cold pricklies, we like to call them, for sure. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a hardworking college student, and I'm only going to really be here the next 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to be back in Nebraska by the middle of August. So.
But what I want to say is that, you know, we have different organizations that help children through the summer, different groups. And maybe that would be an avenue you might want to check into, because we have everyday camps coming around, we have Boys and Girls Clubs, we have different organizations that cater to children. So if your specialty is going to be for educational resources, then you might want to check out those organizations just to see what impact you can have on those children that are at those places.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot of misconceptions that we get, right? There's a daycare down the street, why don't we get on there, right? But, you know, as I kind of mentioned, it's a communications internship. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, buy or not, my whole job is to sit down with families, give a presentation, and if they like it, cool. If not, then I'll be on my way. So that's kind of the only reason why single family homes is kind of my main, I guess, target, you could say, is kind of my main locations that I'll be at. But, yeah, that kind of answered your question.
Well, you know, they come from family homes. These kids do. I'm just trying to give you another avenue
No, you're fine.
to maybe tap into
Yeah.
it, because, you know, children talk to parents.
Yeah, anything that you do on social media that gets your name, your company's name out there, people would call you to come visit, that's fine. You know, we don't have a problem with that. It's just going door to door, you know, without it, people don't.
Yeah, you know, most of the times, most of the families that I do talk to are actually referrals, right? Like I'll stop at someone's house, they'll buy some books, and they're like, yeah, you know, my aunt down the road, she's actually got a few little ones herself. I think that's a great place for me to stop by. And, you know, I always make sure I'm not just, you know, cold knocking on doors, just, hey, you know, that's what I'm doing. But, yeah, I would say, you know, most people that I work with are actually referrals. So, I was letting them know, like, yeah, you give my heads up text or calls, so I know that I'm on my way. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm super respectful of everyone's time and their space and their boundaries, right? I don't immediately go inside, you know. I'm always, most of the time, it's, yeah, is there a big place to sit outside? I'll show you right here. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's a communications internship, so buy or not is not a big deal to me at all. The whole point is I just sit down and I grow my skills, my communication skills, my confidence within myself, and it's kind of, yeah.
We do appreciate you coming before us and giving us your point of view, but, you know, our precedent has been set by this council, and it's in. Can I ask you a question though, on the lighter side?
Yes, sir.
Are you a student at the University of Nebraska?
Yes, sir.
Well, when you go back to Nebraska, tell them that you visited a little town in Troy, Alabama, that came up there and beat Nebraska in football. That's several years ago. You told, you went to a little town and beat Nebraska. So,
The 90s almost not have been around for that.
no, you were not around, I'm sure, but we did try.
Well, it was, we had it that long.
No, in 2000.
Yeah.
But,
It's a long time ago.
Calvin, you're welcome to have financial transactions with people, that are prearranged. But I think what I've heard from the council is that, a financial transaction cannot be initiated, from a cold call. So any referral that you do, any place you're invited, you're welcome to do business, you're covered on that. But you cannot, you cannot solicit, without some type of communication or interaction that's pre-arranged. Is that? And we wish you all the best, and we certainly, I think, I know you've been in the newspaper and you've been on our Facebook Live, on the cable company, so I'm sure you'll stay busy.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys. I really
So,
appreciate it. Thanks so much.
for the council, we do need to have, if we're going to proceed with this, we need to have a motion to deny this door-to-door sales transaction. Have a motion by Ms. Baker, we have a second. Second by Ms. Moultrie. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition, any abstention, motion carries.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you
So
for your
much
time.
guys.
Best wishes.
Good luck to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Next on our agenda was item number 7, the contract services for Friends of the Library. We're going to carry that forward to our next meeting. So next on the agenda is resolution 2024-63, authorizing an agreement with Constellation Energy Generation LLC. Mayor?
Yes, we are about 18 months from the end of our current power contract, which we are in, as it says in the resolution. The new contract was agreed upon December 2015. There's been one 3-year extension of that new agreement. We have to, within a certain amount of time, to maintain our transmission, we have to have another, at a minimum 5-year contract in place. With the market being as it is right now, with AI, with LNG, and a lot of other things, we're going to, my recommendation is that we move forward with this resolution. The first 2 years of this contract, the price is already fixed, or will be fixed for 26-27. We will use a heat rate, base rate, in addition to NYMEX, which is a monthly gas cost number for the final 3 years. Now, we are not prohibited, and will work very hard over the next 18 months to get to a point where those final 3 years are a fixed rate. That's what our hope is. But right now, if we were to push to fix those rates, because of the market conditions, they would be higher than I think we'd be comfortable with. So, but this is Constellation we are currently doing business with, so we know what the situation is. And as we discussed upstairs, I know you've had this and been able to look at it. So that's where we are. We hope for the rate to land 2026 about 10% higher than it was when we began doing business with Constellation 13 years ago. So, and we have not had a rate increase. That was actually the last time we had an electric rate increase.
tonight, so we will, Mayor, do you have any appointments?
I have none.
Okay, so next up is mayor's comments.
I'd like to, Dan, do you mind coming and giving an update? I know we've got a lot going on.
Thank you, Mayor Reeves and ladies and gentlemen. Earlier today, we concluded what we call the 2 weeks of our state tournaments. We started the first week with the Sweeties and Darling state tournaments for Dixie softball. Took a day off, had fireworks the next day, and then the day after that, we began the second week of state tournaments. And of those 6 divisions, we've had 5 Troy teams. 2 of those Troy teams won the state tournament, and 2 of them came in second place. They came in runners up. So we've got 2 young ladies teams that will be going to Virginia, Prince George, Virginia, for a World Series. We also have a boys baseball team that will be going to Laurel, Mississippi Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. They'll begin their World Series in Laurel, Mississippi. That's 11-year-old Dixie Youth Ozone. And then a few days later is when the World Series for the girls begins in Virginia, and that tournament will end, both of those tournaments will end approximately Tuesday the next week. And then on Friday of that same week, we'll have the Darlings 8 and Under World Series in Virginia, and our 13-year-old Dixie boy, or junior Dixie boys, will begin a World Series in Beaufort, South Carolina. And that's 4 teams from Troy in a World Series, and Mayor, we've never done that before. And starting tomorrow, we have in Dothan, our 11, 12-year-old Dixie Youth Ozone is in the state tournament, and our 9 and 10-year-old AAA baseball team is in the state tournament in Dothan. So their season's not over yet, so they, one or both of those could qualify for a World Series. So we're very proud of them, Mayor Reeves and ladies and gentlemen of the council. They represent our city extremely well, and as Mayor Reeves calls it, community baseball and community softball, because they wear the name Troy on the front of their shirt. And so as many of y'all may be aware, on social media, it's really popular. I think you could say trending well right now. I know there's a lot of bad things about social media, but there can also be some good things at times. And I want to, Mayor Reeves, especially thank the departments and the personnel and the staff of the city of Troy, directly or indirectly. Every employee with the city of Troy contributed to the state tournaments out at the Troy Sportsplex, and whether it be police, fire, utilities, and Shannon and Lee are going to be paying a lot of bills later. We'll get to that later, Shannon. But I thank everybody that has assisted, and it's always a privilege and honor to be able to host these tournaments. And that's pretty much all I've got to this time.
Dan, we thank you and your staff for everything y'all did. We know the last 2 weeks have been busy.
Yes, sir.
The fireworks, everything y'all did was great.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you, sir.
You know, and so many of the things that we do here at Troy are team efforts, and that's something we're very proud of. As I have most of the summer, I want to remind everybody that we have summer hours for our folks that work out in the heat. So our environmental services, our grounds crew, our utilities, they get to work at 6, and they work from 6 to 3. And we also have a 311 operator that comes in from 6 to 3. So I just want to remind everyone of that. Got a lot of great comments about the fireworks. Appreciate y'all allowing us to do that every year, in addition to so many other things that we're able to do because of the generosity of our citizens that y'all help us with. so much for everything that you do.
Any questions for the mayor? Not?
I did want to mention, I mentioned it upstairs, but I did want to mention Miss Jerry Smith passed away. She was a member of the Troy Housing Authority Board of Directors and had served for many years in that capacity, and very appreciative. Her funeral's tomorrow at First Missionary Baptist Church at 11 o'clock. So our thoughts and prayers are with Miss Jerry Smith.
Thanks, sir. Under council member comments, Mr. Davis?
Not much, Dan, and the other staff, just thank you so much for all that you do. I heard a lot of just random comments from people that, not from this area, about how much they appreciate and how much they enjoy being here. So, Troy made a good impression on a lot of people these past few weeks, so thank you much.
Ms. Fletcher?
Yes, Dan, I know, told you personally, and you're quick to share any phrase that we share with you. But thank you to all of our departments and the city employees that work very hard in some very difficult conditions at times. I know with heat and rain and early mornings and late nights, and crowds, those aren't always the easiest of situations. But thank you for representing Troy well. Thank you for going above and beyond. And really, I think from what I'm hearing, setting a new standard, a higher standard for state tournaments. And I want to congratulate the teams that all certainly got won or became, in runner-up, but that all participated. That I think sometimes when they're local teams, we don't realize what they still had a process to be able to play locally and represent Troy on the state level. So I think we have a lot to be proud of. I think we take it for granted. We're a baseball town, a softball town, and it looks like that's not changing anytime soon. So that's exciting. And just wish everyone to continue to be weather aware. I know that the heat it can be dangerous. So I would just encourage everyone to take advantage of every opportunity they can to stay cool and hydrated.
Thanks, ma'am. Ms. Mosley?
I want to talk about two groups that will be doing school supply giveaway. I'm going to have to pay for these. The first one will be Miss Annie Lois McNabb's annual school supply, and that'll be July 27th at Washington Park, Public Washington Park, from 10:30 to 12:30. And then the other one will be TN Sports Back to School Drive, and that will be July the 20th from 10 to 2 p.m. Liddy Baptist Church. These are community organizations that's giving back to the community. So we all work together for the betterment of our children. So I'll make this announcement again. I think we had another announcement before, but I'll keep in mind to make it again. And I want parents to be aware of these activities that will take place. So if there is a shortage of supplies that are needed, that these are two organizations and in remembrance. Well, one is a remembrance, Ms. Anna McNabb, and then the other is a sports group that will be giving away school supplies for children. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am. Just two, I want to remind you, this is our month to clean up, so have everything out by the road, but she will take care of it. And also, I'd like to remind, I think it's a little over 2 weeks, but we will have the sales tax back to school weekend. I think it's the weekend after our next meeting. It will be the end of July, and we will announce it at our next meeting. With that, we have a